all trophy races Diddy Kong Racing Tournament. We got a great race today. We got RainRaider taking on ProfPoli, and it looks like we're already underway. So unfortunately, actually, RainRaider is starting with Down Domain, which is usually what we do in tournaments, but ProfPoli is starting with Future Funland. So it's going to be kind of hard to tell who's in the lead here, but we'll just roll with it. So RainRaider, I believe, is a relatively new racer, but has progressed quite quickly up the leaderboards. He's actually 10th place on the All Trophy Races leaderboard, and ProfPoli has been playing Diddy Kong Racing for a little while. You know, he's participated in the last DKR tournament we had, so he's got some experience with the tournament. So yeah, should be a good match today. Alright, so RainRaider's on Fossil Canyon. Gonna be going for a tough trick here called Canyonless. Really nice from RainRaider. So what he did there was he did a series of tight drifts in the cave there to get the blue balloon and hit the zipper to combine those boosts to launch himself into the canyon, and he got like a really nice canyonless there. ProfPoli almost finished up with Space Dust Alley, probably the hardest track in the game. Alright, let's see what RainRaider gets. He gets 3 pretty decent canyons. This is not too bad. He gets a sub 1 Fossil Canyon, which is really, really good. Alright, ProfPoli on Dark Moon Caverns, and RainRaider starting Jungle Falls. Jungle Falls, kind of known to be a what's the word I'm looking for? Technical track. Lots of you know, areas to kind of hit the wall if you get like a bad bounce off of a bump or something. But RainRaider gets through it, and he's on to Hot Top Volcano. And this will be the first out of bounds I'm pretty sure we'll see here. So RainRaider getting the blue balloon, boosting and barrel rolling out of bounds. No problem for him whatsoever. ProfPoli still working on Dark Moon Caverns. He's got 1 lap to go. Alright, so no mistakes from RainRaider yet. You know, a common mistake on these out-of-bounds tracks is missing a checkpoint. So doesn't look like he's running into any of those issues. He gets a 49, which is not too bad in a race. So RainRaider finished his first trophy, and ProfPoli finished the first 2 tracks of Future Funland, but Down Domain is a much faster trophy race compared to Future Funland, so yeah. RainRaider onto Whale Bay, the first hover track that we will see. ProfPoli navigating this city section here, a lot of 90-degree turns, but he gets through it pretty nicely. Got a 29-second lap for ProfPoli. Not too bad. Oh, you don't want to fall off the bridge there. Okay, wow. ProfPoli almost fell off the bridge, and that's probably the worst mistake you can make on this track, because especially where he would have fallen off. He almost got to kind of like the halfway, a little bit past halfway mark, And if you fall off there, you have to drive all the way back to the beginning of the bridge to get back on the bridge. So if he fell off, that would have been a huge time loss for ProfPoli. All right, let's see. Hopefully, okay. Yeah, much better for ProfPoli. Things got a little scary for him there, but kept together. All right, so RainRaider is on Pyro Lagoon. Really good boosts from RainRaider there. This looks like a pretty good lap for him. Let's see. Yeah, 17 second lap is really good. Okay, so ProfPoli's on Spaceport Alpha, and there is an out of bounds trick that you can do here. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go for it. Yeah, it looks like he's setting it up here. Oh, unfortunately, he doesn't get into the tiny hole there in the wall. So he's gonna go do a lap, and then I think he'll probably attempt it again. All right. So meanwhile, RainRaider is working on Crescent Island right now. Okay, so ProfPoli gonna give this a second go. Okay, he's boosting a little too early there, I think. You kind of want to use the boost, like either like right after bonking against the wall, but it still, still manages to get to work there. So now he just gotta navigate this track out of bounds. Meanwhile, RainRaider finishing up Crescent Island, trading paint with Bumper there, but that's no problem. He's got one race left. ProfPoli's really low. Okay, nope, he's fine. If you go too far, out of bounds, like if you go too low, it's actually possible to void out and get sent back to the beginning of the lap. Which, if you did that at the very end, would be an absolute disaster, because when you void out, it kind of erases all the checkpoints that you've already cleared. So you have to do the whole lap again. All right, RainRaider finishing Treasure Caves with a 41, which is a pretty decent time. Treasure Caves known to be one of the more inconsistent tracks. So a low 40, is I'd be pretty happy with a low 40 in a run. Trophy race. All right, so RainRaider moving on to his third trophy race, Snowflake Mountain. And I believe this is the first plane track that we're going to see that doesn't have an out-of-bounds clip, so we're going to see some of RainRaider's plane skills here. Oh, RainRaider wanted to go to the right there to get those blue balloons, but maybe just lost control a little bit, but that's okay. Still maintaining his speed really well, using those boosts and those barrel rolls. So let's see what he does here. Or maybe he just goes left. Maybe he doesn't go right at all. That's interesting. I don't see many runners go for that. Alright, so ProfPoli on Boulder Canyon. One of my favorite hover tracks. And he's actually on his last lap, so he's finishing up. Gets a nice little assist from the log there. Pushing him forward, gets a 141. RainRaider finishing up with a 105 on Everfrost Peak, which is not too bad. All right. ProfPoli on Greenwood Village. Let's see what he does here. This S turn at the end here is kind of tricky. Takes it a little briskly, but you know, better than bonking on the wall and losing all your speed, so that's totally fine. Does a good job of avoiding that oil spill. Alright. Really good. Actually, that attempt there at that S turn was much better than his first lap, so good for ProfPoli. RainRaider on Walrus Cove. Gets a 28-second second lap, which is not too bad. Alright. Oh, nice. Cuts that corner really sharp. Getting on top of the bank there. That's pretty difficult to do. Alright. ProfPoli on Windmill Plains gets shot down. Wow. Really unlucky. There is a out of bounds clip that you can perform on this track, but it is very difficult. I don't think ProfPoli is going to go for it. No, he's probably just going to do this one in bounds. RainRaider looking like he has a solid lap on Whale Bay. Gets 13:26, which is pretty good. Finishing with a 41 on Snowball Valley, which is another pretty good time. Alright, Frosty Village. Excellent track. Let's see how RainRaider does. So RainRaider, I think he slowed down just a little bit before that bank, but you know, pretty good decision because sometimes people will just oh dear. It looks like RainRaider's console just froze, and he had to restart. He had to reset his console. I don't know what that means. He was on the last race of maybe does he just do maybe just have him do maybe just have him do oh, he's gonna do it again. I don't really know what the rules are, but maybe if he just did Frosty Village, that would have sufficed. I don't know. Okay, that's really unfortunate for RainRaider. Yeah, we'll have to look into that. Oh wow, RainRaider just going for it here. So ProfPoli, you know, still kicking it. He's on Haunted Woods right now, finishing up with his last lap. RainRaider is just like going for it here. Wow, this is really impressive on RainRaider's screen. This track is really difficult. Gets a 1:01, really good time. Alright, so ProfPoli starting his Everfrost Peak. Unfortunately bonks there. I think he was trying to go in between the wall and the tree to get those bananas. Taking the ground zipper there, which is not too common. Some people go for it. Oh, I think he just bonked again. So yeah, RainRaider is kind of demonstrating like just how hard the plane actually is. RainRaider was going hard, and you know, he was playing pretty risky, using all the single balloons and you know, making these tight barrel rolls. And, but you know, really, looking at ProfPoli, you can see like just how hard the plane really is. The plane is what really separates some of the more veteran runners from the others, from the rest. Alright, so RainRaider doing Snowball Valley Part 2. ProfPoli just starting Laura's Cove. Alright. Interesting strategy there from ProfPoli. He got the double balloon and then decided to use it through the kind of the S turn there. I would have maybe held on to it, went for those bananas in the cave. Bananas, if you don't know, are pretty important in this game. Each one you collect increases your top speed and your acceleration to a maximum of 10. So the more bananas you have, the faster you go, which is pretty important. So yeah, ProfPoli not going for those 3 bananas, but that's fine. He's got 7, so he does get a bit of a speed boost. You want to try and collect 10 as fast as you can, preferably on the first lap. Alright, so RainRaider back on Frosty Village. Hopefully his console doesn't crash again. That would be really unfortunate. It's 25:58, sorry, on his first lap, which is a really good time. Alright, so ProfPoli moving on to Snowball Valley. RainRaider actually almost finished with Frosty Village here. There we go. He's finally done his Snowflake Mountain trophy. No more Snowflake Mountain for him. He's moving on to Dragon Forest.
Trophy race. Boulder Canyon.
Oh, ProfPoli getting squished by the snowball. Alright, so ProfPoli finishing up his Snowball Valley. Boosting right into the igloo.
Lap 2.
Alright, ProfPoli on Frosty Village now. Unfortunately, missed some bananas at the start, and also missed the blue balloon as well, I think. Having a bit of trouble in this section. But he finishes his first lap with a 31. Meanwhile, RainRaider's just about finished his tour in Boulder Canyon. Let's see what time he gets. So so he gets a 117, which is not too bad.
Greenwood
Sub
Village.
120 in Boulder Canyon is pretty good. Okay, ProfPoli getting really close to the water there. If you don't wanna cut that corner too sharp because it's really easy to snag a bump, and then you just kind of like just get sent into the water, which has happened to me countless times. So RainRaider gets a 24.76 on his first lap of Greenwood Village, which is really good, but then hits that oil slick, spins out for a bit, loses all his speed. Alright, so ProfPoli is moving on to, you know, he's still got 2 trophies left, but Sherbet Island and Dino Domain are much shorter than Dragon Forest and Future Funland, which is the 2 trophies that RainRaider still has left to do. So we'll see what happens. I believe RainRaider is in the lead, but
Windmill Plain.
we'll see. ProfPoli will have to turn it on. Alright, so ProfPoli didn't go for the out of bounds trick here in this track, but I imagine RainRaider will probably go for it, so let's see if he gets it. Known as the hardest trick in the game. He gets it, no problem. It was actually a pretty clean clip. He kept most of his speed, so really good for him.
Lap 2.
Or her, rather. I'm not too sure. I should just use them. I actually have not heard of RainRaider prior to this tournament, so I was actually kind of surprised to see their name so high on the leaderboard, so that's great. Putting on a pretty impressive performance here today, so that's awesome. Finishes Windmill Plains with no problem. Moving on to the last track of Dragon Forest, Haunted Woods. ProfPoli's on his second lap of Pirate Lagoon.
Lap 2.
Really clean Haunted Woods so far from RainRaider. Let's see if he gets this boost chain. He does. Very nice. That is a really, really difficult trick.
Power up. Whoa.
Oh, wow. RainRaider getting absolutely destroyed by the CPUs. That happens. They like to get in your way. And when you hit them, you can come to a complete stop. Alright, so RainRaider is finished with Dragon Forest. He's got one more trophy left to get. He's moving on to Future Funland, which has some of the hardest tracks in the game.
Trophy race.
So let's see how he handles that. ProfPoli, wow, he just skipped right over that zipper. That happens, and it's a real bummer. Alright, so we've already seen RainRaider's playing skills. Oh wow, taking a heavy bonk there. Cutting that turn a little too sharp, hitting the inside of that tunnel. Oh wow, another bonk. And another one. This is probably the first race we've really seen some heavy mistakes from RainRaider. Space Dust Alley can be quite punishing. There's so many ways you can mess up in this track, and there aren't many backups. You just kind of take it on the chin. Alright. Recovered a bit in that second lap, though. ProfPoli is on his last race of Sherbet Island. Let's see how he does. Unfortunately, missing the blue balloon there. Alright. RainRaider gets a 129, which I'm sure he's not too happy with. But, you know, for the most part, this race has been pretty clean. So, I wouldn't hang my head too much on that one. Alright, so ProfPoli on his last lap. Let's see what he gets. He gets a 51. Alright, ProfPoli got 4 more races left. All pretty short. And RainRaider's got 2 tracks left. One of which is also pretty short. But both racers do have an out of bounds track coming up. So there's lots of room to make mistakes. So let's see what happens. RainRaider almost hitting that mine. Good job avoiding that. Wow, nice boost from RainRaider. I don't think this is sub 140, which is what he's probably aiming for. Yeah, 140. He might not be too happy about that, but
Star City.
Darkmoon Caverns is pretty tough. Alright, so ProfPoli on Fossil Canyon now. Let's see. I'm not sure if he goes for the canyonless trick. Let's see what he does. No, he just goes for the zipper, which is totally fine. It's a really difficult trick. Oh wow, nice ground clip for ProfPoli. The terrain in that section is a little weird, which is one of the benefits of doing canyonless. You kind of just like bust through there with a bunch of speed, and you kind of, if you have a lot of speed and you get through the turn pretty cleanly, you don't have to touch much of that terrain. Yeah, that bump right there can do some weird things. Alright, RainRaider on his last lap of Star City. Not falling off the bridge, good for them. ProfPoli also finishing up with Fossil Canyon. And he finishes with a 117. And RainRaider finishing with a 114 on Star City, which is a really good time. Alright, so this is it. RainRaider's got one more track left. Let's see how he performs this out of bounds. Gets it no problem.
Lap 2. Final lap.
And RainRaider finishing with a 29.49. Good job, RainRaider. I was just informed that RainRaider is actually used to go by the name of Netty07, who's a really, really good runner. So my apologies for not recognizing that earlier. But it makes sense. Netty was really, really good in the plane, so kind of makes sense. He was killing it on those plane tracks. All right, ProfPoli. Navigating. Hot top volcano, out of bounds. Unfortunately, it goes back in bounds, but we're on the last lap. Let's just finish it up. And ProfPoli finishing with a time of 31:03. All right. So yeah, GG to our runners. So in addition to, even though RainRaider got the win here, this time is pretty much going to be a throwaway. He's gonna go for much better, so that if he makes it to the bracket stage, he'll have a much better seed time. So kind of unfortunate that he had some console issues, but bounced back really quick. He had a monstrous Everfrost peak coming back from that console reset, so that was crazy. But yeah, so keep an eye out for RainRaider. He's going to be doing some crazy things going forward. All right, so let's see here.
Hey, how's it going, Trident?
Hey,
I guess I'm just popping in here.
how's it going,
Saying hey.
ProfPoli?
Not bad. Just kicking myself in the shins because my opponent reset his console. I still couldn't win. But yeah, it's good.
RainRaider is a really, really good runner. You had quite a handful in this race, but you still played pretty well.
Yeah, I was like 40 seconds behind at the end. Just a lot of bonks here and there everywhere. So.
Mm-hmm. So, first thing I noticed right off the bat is you started with Future Funland.
Yeah,
but,
I didn't have split set up for the alternate. Well, not the alternate, the intended route, I guess. So
Right.
I didn't want the SRL client to get messed up if I wasn't splitting. So.
Oh, right, you're using SRL through Live Split. Gotcha.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure it was all synced up.
It wasn't like a strategy or anything to knock out Future Funland first. It was just.
I mean, obviously, like doing attempts, it makes sense to do Future Funland first. But yeah, definitely should have started with Dino Domain.
That's all right. So yeah, so I noticed that you had a little bit of trouble with Spaceport Alpha.
Mm-hmm.
That trick seems to get your goat quite a bit. What do you think is like going on with that trick?
It's hard to say. I mean, I think I was listening to the commentary, and I think you were kind of right. I think I'm boosting a little bit too early. So
You did manage to get it on the second lap, and then you finished off without much incident. So good job on you for doing that.
yeah, it's not too tricky, but yeah, it does get me sometimes. So.
All right. So who else do you have in your group here?
I have Sweener Dog and who else?
You got Bandau
and Koi
and
Conrad.
Koi
Oh
Conrad.
yeah, Bandau, not a Sweener Dog. I don't know why he was in my mind. Yeah, Koi Conrad and Bandau.
Are you looking forward to racing either of those runners?
Yeah, it'll be fun regardless. I'm just here to help fill out the bracket. I wasn't really anticipating getting to the end, as I didn't really do in the time trial tournament, but just here to have a good time, stream some races for people.
Well, we appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to watch you play Diddy Kong Racing.
Hopefully I get the sub-30s cranking. So.
Yeah, rooting for you. All right. Anything else you want to say about the race?
Nothing really comes to mind. Just thank you for being available for commentary, and thanks RainRaider for being a good opponent.
Alrighty. So I think that's going to be it for now. We have another race in this tournament coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. I might actually be commentating that as well. Let me just double check real quick. Yeah, so coming up, we got another race at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then tomorrow we've got 3 races throughout the day. So make sure to check out that SpeedGaming calendar for all the times for those, and stay on top of all the other tournaments that SpeedGaming has going on. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for us. So once again, thank you very much for racing, RainRaider and ProfPoli. GG on the victory. And yeah, hope to see you guys later. Have a good one.